Championship clubs are genuinely trying to beat each other. The amount of copying I'm seeing going on in the Championship right now is absolutely ridiculous in terms of transfers and in terms of approaches that teams are going for. It's genuinely quite baffling. If you're a Championship fan, then do hit subscribe on this channel. We do daily Championship content, so if you're a Championship fan, this is the place to be. Hit that subscribe button. And as well, if you do want to enjoy the video, do drop a like down below as well. The team that I want to start off with, the first team that loves to copy, and this isn't even in a bad way, this is no shots towards that team and that club whatsoever, it's Derby County. Because they took absolutely everything away from Blackburn Rovers in the space of a few months. They are literally the new owners of Blackburn Rovers. And I feel sorry for Blackburn after this. And Derby are absolutely laughing because they're in their heads rent-free. And it all stems from John Eustace. This guy is the catalyst. He is the guy that's made all of this happen. Because he, of course, left Blackburn. He wasn't happy with Blackburn. The higher-ups there, despite the job that he was doing, it was well documented. He had Blackburn in the playoffs at the time, going for the playoffs, which they very nearly got anyway with Ishmael in charge. They ended up leaving Blackburn because he wasn't happy with what was going on higher up with the Venkies. Of course, very understandable. And I think a lot of Blackburn fans understand that situation on why John Eustace wants to leave. Because Derby County realistically are, and showing in the transfer window this season, that they have a lot of ambition and they are really trying to push on. Now, of course, John Eustace took over at Derby and then got his first win at Derby County against Blackburn. So he's gone and beaten his old club. And then if that's not enough for the guy, he then wants to start trying to take from Blackburn Rovers as well. Derby County have been very busy in the transfer market so far, bringing in some very interesting names. Patrick Adjuman definitely being the standout with, a fee rising to like over £7 million for him, which a lot of American fans and MLS fans have kind of laughed at that transfer and feel like it's overpriced. They don't rate Patrick Adjuman at all, especially after his performances in the Gold Cup. A lot of teams are laughing, a lot of clubs are laughing at Derby County right now for that transfer, but we need to see him in Championship football. He's currently out injured as well with a hernia up until I think maybe September, October time, so he is going to miss the start of the season, which is a shame. But he's a physical presence. He's scored a few goals for Charlotte FC. He can bring a lot to the table, I feel. Obviously, it's a big transfer fee and it's going to take a lot for him to kind of pay that back. But Derby County have obviously showed a lot of faith in the guy, so they've got to back him. And I think he's going to be their main striker, given the fact they spent that kind of money on him. He's got to be. But they've also then brought in Carlton Morris as well from Luton. But I wanted to speak about more the transfers from Blackburn Rovers, because we'll talk about another player in a second. They've already taken, John Eustace. Now you're out here taking some more Blackburn players. Now these players didn't sign a new contract with Blackburn. I'm not sure if they got offered new contracts or, Blackburn just didn't want to re-sign them. But Danny Batth played the majority of the games for Blackburn last season and was very impressive at centre-back. Obviously, he's getting on a bit. He's going to be 35 in September. But, he was very consistent for Blackburn last season. And, 41 games, played the vast majority of games, 37 in the Championship, and was very good in a Blackburn side that was decent overall defensively over the course of the season. And he was a big part of that, and his experience was very valuable to that Blackburn defence. There's no doubt that Blackburn will end up missing him, despite the fact that, as I say, he is 34, pushing 35 years old. Is he going to start week in, week out for Derby? I'm not so sure, but even if he is in as a backup or even if he is starting, he's got so much Championship experience, years on years of experience at this level, knows the division inside out. That's the kind of the approach that John Eustace has definitely gone for the most part. I think it's a really good signing from Derby County. Of course, the first one coming in from Blackburn. Then you also had as well Andreas Weimann, another player that knows the Championship inside out. Did pretty well at Blackburn overall, and Blackburn, this or maybe the absolute best out of him, but again, he is 33 years old. Literally going to be 34 in August by the time the season starts. But he did decent enough at Blackburn, and as well as that, we know he played for Derby County before, and at Bristol City was very good. He's been a very good Championship player for numerous years again. Now, again, will he start week in, week out? It remains to be seen. But there's no doubt he's a good option, a good squad player, and a good player that can start games as well, who knows the Championship inside out, has scored goals at Championship level, and, as I say, he's going to be a very solid operator at Championship level and a very reliable player, just like Danny Batth as well. And then Carlton Morris as well. Speak on him for a second. Of course, struggled with Luton in the last season, of course, when they got relegated. Did unbelievably well in the Premier League. Still scored 8 in the Championship, but it was definitely a disappointing season for Carlton Morris' standards anyway. Very disappointing, given the fact, he's just got 11 goals in the Prem to then only go and score 8 in the Champ. Obviously, is a little bit disappointing. But his season before in the Championship has been very solid, especially at Luton in their promotion season. and as well, of course, he followed that on in the Premier League. And you hope that John Eustace, as a manager, can get the best out of Carlton Morris and bring him back. I think John Eustace is that guy. So I really like the transfer overall. And of course, Carlton Morris does bring a lot more qualities as well. Just in goals, obviously leadership qualities, and as well that hold-up play. Very decent player at Championship level, even still after that poor season, in my opinion. And the other one, Derby County, are absolutely going on because they're all going to be signing one of probably top 5 right-backs in the Championship for £3 million in Callum Britton. That's the talk of the town right now. And a player that's played for seasons at Blackburn, and he's played for Barnsley as well at Championship level as well. And he's been very good at Championship level now for numerous seasons. You know exactly what you're going to get from him. And again, John Eustace knows this guy. He's had almost a season with him at Blackburn. Obviously rates him very highly. I think Borough are interested in him as well. And £3 million, I don't think it's a bad fee for him for a player that, as I say, I think he is top 5 right-backs in the Championship. And that's what Derby County are signing, where it's a decent signing again from Derby County. And you've got to say, they've got a lot of players in Blackburn, because I'm pretty sure some of the players they already have used to play for Blackburn as well. But Derby have got, they've been very busy in the transfer market. I think they needed to be, because of course they lost a lot of players in terms of their outgoings. A lot of free transfers gone, and players that haven't re-signed with them. So I think it's important that they had to kind of strengthen this squad, and that's what they've done. And I think they're looking in a good situation going into next season where they can really push on. You never know, go as high as playoffs. I don't think they would do, but you never know. You always have that kind of outside chance, and you always that ambition. But I do think they'll be comfortable. They don't have any kind of relegation fight like they did last season. Under John Eustace, there is a safe pair of hands, and I really do back Derby County this season. Now, another team I want to talk about who's trying to be another team. Now, maybe it sounds a little bit harsh saying that, but it's Charlton Athletic, because they're just going for Luton players. That's their new tactic. I mean, Charlton have definitely gone for Championship experience with some players that have come up from League One as well. I think I've been really impressed with Charlton's transfer business so far. Some of the transfers aren't actually on here. They've gone for a Laffy as well from Stockport, which I really like that signing. A real physical presence and absolutely rapid as well. Looks like an absolute handful in League One. I'm sure will cause problems in the Championship. But they've signed a lot of players from Luton. And going one step further, they went to Luton's pre-season training camp. Luton had a pre-season training camp in Slovenia. Charlton, like a week later, rock up at the exact same camp and start taking pictures with the same background as Luton. The violation towards Luton is hilarious. But I think Nathan Jones actually has been to that pre-season training camp before, and I think he's been there with Luton. Luton then decided to stick with it and carry on going there, and obviously then Nathan Jones wants to take Charlton to there. So, it's understandable, but it's just quite funny, to be honest, as well. But as I say, Charlton have been very busy in the transfer market. Sonny Carey coming in earlier, and the players that, of course, have come from Luton. Thomas Kaminski, the first one, I think is a really good signing. He did struggle with Luton in the Championship for the most part, but again, he was the guy in the Premier League that was very, very decent. And he's got numerous seasons of experience in Championship football again. And a lot of links between Luton, Blackburn in this video. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of it. But yeah, Kaminski, numerous years at Championship level. You know what you're going to get from him. And I think it's a really good sign. I think it's a smart signing from Charlton right there. And the other one as well, they've got another one as well, isn't even on the screen. But the other one is Reece Burke, they also brought in as well. He's a player that's really good, but he's struggled with injuries. He's a very, very good centre-back, good on the ball, and very solid defensively as well, and a good physical presence, of course. But he's struggled with injury. That's where he's really faltered in the last few years, where he's not really had a full season under his belt properly in the last few years, where you think if he can get that under his belt and really get going again, you got a real player there that's a top-end Championship player, potentially. Obviously, he's not shown that because he's been injured, and obviously he's kind of struggled to get things going. But when Reece Burke, if he's fully fit, he's a genuine, very good centre-back at Championship level. And you're bringing him in as a newly promoted club. I think it's got real potential to be a very good signing for Charlton right there. And then, of course, they also brought in, I don't even know if we come up there, they also brought in Amari Bell from Luton as well. So they've got a very Luton-looking backline with 3 players that have come in, with Kaminski, Reece Burke, and now Amari Bell as well. We can play in that centre-back role. We can also play at left-back as well. I think, again, it's another player that obviously struggled in that Luton side last season, like a lot of these players have, because Luton got relegated. But, again, he's a player that did really well when Luton got promoted, and as well as that, he's got a lot of Championship experience for Blackburn Rovers again. How many times are we going to get Luton, Blackburn, all these links together? I mean, it's may as well be talking all about Blackburn in this video. But yeah, a lot of Championship experience, and that's what Charlton have kind of gone for in this window. And I've been really impressed with the business that Charlton have done so far. And I think, you know, a lot of people obviously will have that kind of lazy prediction and predict Charlton to finish bottom of the league, or, you know, well, second bottom, probably just above Wednesday. But I have actually been really impressed with their transfer business. I think they're giving themselves the best opportunity to stay up in the Championship. And, you know, you look at the last 2 seasons now from League One, every single team has stayed up in the Championship. And could we make it a hat-trick? I think Wrexham are going to continue to splash. Birmingham, there's no chance they're going down. And Charlton, the team that probably be most likely out of the 3, maybe them. I mean, Wrexham right now, I'm still not too sure on. But I think Charlton have got a great chance of staying up this season when you take out Sheffield Wednesday. If they, you know, with what's going on there, you could maybe rule them out already pretty much. And there's 2 other relegation spots. You know, you got Hull with an embargo at the moment still. And if Charlton, you know, they only would have to finish if Wednesday do get a points deduction or whatever, finish above 2 teams. It's very doable, and I think with the signings they've made, they're giving themselves a really good opportunity of doing that. Doesn't change the fact you're trying to be Luton, mate. But I've been impressed with their business. And they're definitely giving the Championship a really good go, which is obviously refreshing to see. And I wish them all the best in their survival bid or whatever they kind of have in the Championship. But number one goal is obviously stay up in the Championship. That's the aim, isn't it? Let's be honest. But anyway, let me know what you think of those 2 teams in the comment section down below. Both trying to be other teams. Blackburn Rovers have had a strong mention in this video as well. By the way, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you've watched this point, you may as well hit that subscribe button. It takes 1 second to hit the subscribe button. If you watch this point, you may as well hit that subscribe button. Anyway, drop a like as well if you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.